And we're live. We're live. We're live. Yeah, we're live. Okay. Um, Quickly playing on going back to the State of the Union 2018 with small business owners like myself that are seeing that the banks still don't care. We still see, wow, these glasses are glaring, so we'll take those off. We still are finding that the banks are still in a chokehold for lending, and it's just not happening for us small business owners. The SBA is a joke. Sorry, Linda, your SBA is a joke. Maybe it's still things tied over from the prior administration, but the SBA is a joke. You consider a small business one that brings in 15, 34, 35 million dollars a year. I'm sorry, that's a medium to large business. That is not a small business. So it's a joke. On the other end, if a small business cannot get a loan through the normal, usual route that people think, through a bank, sometimes businesses go through venture capitalists, which is typically a higher rate of repay, typically shorter terms. So if you need it bad enough, you get it bad enough. But venture capitalists, from what I have found from my own looking through and talking to people, watching videos, reading books, etc., is that venture capitalists really don't like lending to businesses that have been in business for a while. They are really looking at just startups. And I will throw the hashtag out, hashtag I hate startups. Because it seems like the venture capitalists are only looking at them. And from what I understand from talking to venture capitalists, is that they do that because if they do make it, which venture capitalists will tell you that only about 20% of venture capitalist loans actually pay off. But when that 20% does pay off, it's usually a tech business that has been started that gets bought out by another business, by Google, by who knows who, large businesses that buy them out that have, the theory that if you don't spend it, the government's going to tax it, so they just go ahead and buy everything around them that may or may not have anything to do with what they do, but it might help down the road. Google's huge at doing that kind of stuff. They think they might have a competitor or something that might help them 5 years, 2 years, 6 months down the road. They go ahead and buy it out because they've got trillions of dollars, so they can do that kind of stuff. But that's what I'm understanding why business loans are not given to venture capitalists. We existing businesses that have weathered the time through some of the worst economy this country has ever seen, we're not really looked at by venture capitalists or banks because they feel that it's just not, their return won't be as high as they could get with one of these businesses, tech businesses, startups that might get bought out. This country needs investment in our businesses. We need growth. We need to be able to hire more employees. We small businesses, we don't operate like most businesses. We don't operate like the government does that just keeps printing money to pay off bills. We don't operate like a lot of large businesses that can get bank loans and just go out and get those bank loans and just keep spending like idiots. We can't do that, so we have to budget. We have to budget what we have. We have to budget what's coming in, what we know what's coming in through our contracts. Otherwise, we won't be in business any longer. And most of us, like myself, have worked our butts off to get where we're at, to have started a business and to continue to stay in business. We're family owned and operated. April makes 10 years we've been in business, and up until last year, I've never had to take a penny to keep my business going. A lot of businesses like myself have the opportunity to expand further, to diversify our business, but we just can't because we can't afford to. We just can't go. I will tell you that at one point, a couple years ago, about 2 years ago, I had a 740, 750 credit score. Only had one, yeah, only had one auto loan, and that was for a business vehicle. Um, owed maybe a couple thousand in debt on credit cards, and I was trying to get with trying to get a small business loan from Wells Fargo, who at that point I was with for 7.5, almost 8 years, and I was told by Wells Fargo at that time that the banks just aren't lending. You have to have liquid collateral in the bank for the amount that you want to borrow. This is what I was told from them, that if I wanted a $150,000 loan, I would need to have $150,000 in liquid collateral, just in case I failed, so they could get their money back. That's what a banker told me. Um, that it didn't matter anymore like it used to. Well, if you're going to buy a truck, if you're going to buy this, you're going to buy that. They don't really go on that anymore. They don't want to repossess your vehicle and then have to try to sell it, because the devaluation of that item, whether it be if you're in manufacturing or whatever, and you're going to buy a $40,000 piece of machinery, or you're going to buy an $80,000 truck, it doesn't it you can't they can't repossess it and sell it for the same amount that you're going to owe. So they want that collateral in the bank, that liquid collateral in the bank. I'm sorry, but most small business owners, if they had $150,000 in the bank, they wouldn't go to the bank for a loan. They would make that money work for them. But most of us don't. Most of us don't have but a couple $1,000s left over at the end of the month, because we budget ourselves. We spend what we know we can, and we don't on what we can't. Um, we need to, in this country, start investing in these companies, these small businesses, um, that need that help, that don't want to hand out. We want to hand up. I don't take a dollar that I haven't earned. I don't charge my customers any more than what fair market value is. I don't leave a dollar on the table, but I will not take a dollar that's not fairly earned. It just will not happen. And most of us small business owners are like that. Yeah, there are some that are scoundrels and horrible people, but that's with any business. But most of us small business owners are family owned and operated, and most of us are good people. So capital venture capitalist. Yeah, can't really talk. Um, what do you say? Am I right? Am I wrong? Are hashtag startups the only thing that you're investing in, or are you looking to diversify your portfolio and to help out other small businesses? Even if it's not mine, I probably know a few small business owners that could need your help. Maybe it's not your forte. Maybe the automotive industry is not your forte, something that you don't have a lot of experience and knowledge in, and it's not something that you want to invest in. I can probably shoot you in the way of another small business like mine that needs some influx of cash to expand, to grow, and to make some more money for themselves, and to make you your money back and your interest on it. So what do you say? What do you know? Leave some comments below. Click like and follow. Thank you very much. Y'all have a great weekend. Have a great holiday. Um, let's make this country better than it's ever been.